So you're working for a large corporate company and you are leading the team. You have found the right video. Welcome back if you have watched me before, and welcome if this is your first time. Today, young leader, I'm going to talk to you about how not to become one of those nightmare bosses that probably all of us had the privilege to work with at certain stages of our lives. Today I want to highlight a few points just to stop for a while and look at how is your leadership going, how is your journey going, just to really make sure that you yourself do not become that nightmare for other people in your team. Once again, my name is Michaela Smith and I do these free online coaching videos every Tuesday, so please do subscribe. We are almost at 100 people mark, which is fantastic. Our community is growing so that you can receive these free online coaching videos every Tuesday. And I'm going to take you hiking again today, because last video I did hiking had a great response. It seems like you really enjoyed it. So let me show you where we are going today, and let's talk about how not to become a nightmare leader. So as some of you know, I live in Japan, and I really do love going out of the city. And today I took you on the cable car and we are going to see Herbal Garden, which is in Kobe, and it is approximately 40 minutes from Osaka. So I hope you will enjoy the view, and we are going to talk about those points of how not to become a nightmare leader for your team. Shaking a bit. So point number one is create your own culture in your office. Yes, in every single large corporate company, we do have our set of values and our own culture, but let's be really honest and practical. Our global companies, we have so many offices, thousands of offices, so very often the culture that we promote is not really reflected in our everyday life. And it's understandable, right? Really, as I say, it's thousands of offices, thousands of people. So make sure that you create your own culture. If I came to your office and asked any of your team members, what is your office culture? What is the set of values here in this office? How do they work together? How do they help together to each other? What would they tell me? Would they know? So what is the culture that you as a leader promote in your office? Here we are. Amazing, beautiful day. The fall is coming and it's just absolutely beautiful. Let's go and let's walk down and take our time. Enjoy the day. And my second point today, guys, is consistency is the key. And what do I mean by that? Well, if you are that kind of leader that is in a bad mood just because it's Monday morning, I'm really sorry, but it is just a rubbish leadership. It is our responsibility, it is our accountability to make sure that our team feels comfortable with approaching us in any kind of situation and any time of the day. So make sure that when you are responding to the situations, for example, that you are consistent, that you are not moody. Of course, we don't always have a good day, that's just not possible, right? But we can always control if we are not in a good mood. We know what we have to do, how to avoid certain situations or certain conflicting situations, for example. I have done a video about how to respond to the situations. If you haven't seen it, I will leave the link below, go and watch it. But consistency is the key. Make sure your team feels comfortable and confident in your leadership. And point number three, I so enjoy this this surrounding, I just love this in here. Okay, so point number three is, how is your leadership when it comes to giving directions and expressing your vision for what is it that you want to do as a team? Now, when I say giving directions, I don't mean telling people what to do all the time and being on people's backs all the time. But when I say direction, I mean leadership. Do you know where you're going? Does your team know where you're going? Because if you do not know, how will they know? So it will come to the point when a lot of your team members will feel like they're coming to the office every day and they actually don't know why, apart from getting the salary at the end of the month. So make sure that the salary is not the only motivation for your team to come to the office and to work with you, but it is your vision and it is your direction of how you want to get better, how you want to help more people, how you want to achieve better things, how you want to be better than you were last year, for example. But make sure that there is a direction and vision that comes from you to your team. And while we are walking together, and before we get to the point number 4, leave me the comment below and let me know what is your strong feature as a leader. I would love to know. And of course, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please do it right now, because we are almost at 100 subscribers, and I'm so excited about this community growing and helping each other. And for now, let me show this beauty to you. Isn't this just amazing? And you see these hammocks? This is where I'm going to have a little lay down for a while. And that leads us to that point number 4, and that is, do not try to do things all alone. Just because we are the leaders, it does not mean that we have to do everything by ourselves. Get your team involved. If you're going through any challenges, share them with your team. If you're going through good times, happy times, victories, share it with your team. But make sure that you do not try to do things by yourself, because it's not possible. You are one, and that's why you have the team. And this kind of links to that point number 1. Really, it all depends on what kind of culture you as a leader create in your team. So make sure that you have got your team's back and your team has your back. But do not try to do things by yourself and all alone. That's not the point of being a leader. And of course, if we want our teams to have our back, guess what? Point number 5, very basic, but very, very important, and I keep talking about it over and over, and that is coach and train your team. You cannot expect the guys to learn everything on the job just from the day-to-day running of the business. Put it to your agenda. Make sure you know who your core team members are and give them your time. This is how you build the trust, this is how you build the connection, and this is how your team will really understand what is it that you want to achieve. So do not be one of those nightmare bosses that do not spend any time coaching and training their teams. It is again your responsibility, and that's why you're the leader. So coach them, train them, so that they can help you with everything that you're going through. And the last point today I would like to share with you, I hope you can hear me because of the water in the background, but the last point before we wrap up our walk today is ask your team for feedback on your leadership. Do it on one-on-one, and this is not easy, especially if you are a young leader. This can be a little bit daunting, because if you have got the team members that are always extremely honest about sharing their opinions, it can be a little bit painful maybe sometimes. But also there are a lot of people in our teams that do not like to talk about their opinions in front of other people. So they can have a very valuable feedback to you if you do have that open conversation, one-on-one conversation, and not to give them only your feedback on them, but ask them about their feedback on your leadership. And this can give you very valuable insights about how do the team members feel, what inspires them, what works and what doesn't work. It doesn't mean that you have to do everything that they'll tell you, but as I say, it does give you a very good picture about how other things in the office going for you. So that's it for today, First Time Leader. Thank you very much for joining me. It has been a pleasure again to be with you. I'm now heading back to the busy, noisy city, but I'm definitely refreshed and ready to spend another day with my team and be a leader. Please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and of course there are Saturday blogs which I send, as I said, every Saturday to the subscribers of my website. I will leave the link below. Go and join our community on the website as well. You have an amazing day in the office, and I will speak to you next week. Bye.